Some new data showing Manhattan rents are now at a record high. Real estate experts say living in the borough is slipping further and further out of reach. Many are blaming the FAIR Act that was just passed in June, saying it directly contributes to the affordability crisis.
And joining us now to break it all down is Jason Haber. He's a real estate broker and the co-founder of the American Real Estate Association. Thanks for joining us.
You got it.
Kind of sucks when you're right about the wrong thing, but
I know.
You were right. You called this back
6 months
in June.
ago, I was on the show, and I said this was going to happen. Listen, as my wife will tell you, I'm wrong most of the time, but this seemed very clear to me, and sure enough, here we are 6 months later, and rents have never been higher.
Okay, maybe explain to people that don't know what the FAIR Act is and how it made rents go up in valuation.
Well, what the FAIR Act did was it limited supply on the market. So in theory, the idea was tenants who go out to the market now don't pay for an agent. If now the truth was before they could look for apartments with no fee and look for apartments with a fee.
Yeah.
And that was how it was. Now there's no fee if you don't have an agent, if you don't hire an agent, but that cost has been worked into the base rent. It's also brought down supply that's on the market. And what this has done is supply is now under 1.4%. Just to give you some comparison here, the nationwide average is 7.2% vacancy rate. That means we're 80% less than the national average. And by the way, while our rents went up, guess what happened in Austin, Texas? The rents went down 9%. Why? Not because they had the FAIR Act or HSTPA or government intervention, but they built. They increased supply. And people say, well, that's in Texas. You can't do that in New York. Well, guess what? They did that in New Rochelle. They increased supply by 37%, just 40 minutes north of New York City. And guess what? Rents have come down. So we know what works and we know what doesn't work. Which path do we go down now? That's a choice we have to make as a city.
And it looks like people are still, though, renting. Are people being pushed to buy now, or can they even afford to buy? That's the question.
Well, this is a city of renters. 2/3 of New Yorkers rent, and only 1/3 own. Now, as interest rates come down, more and more will be incentivized to make a purchase because the higher cost of renting. So that's one piece that'll happen. But there are folks that are not going to be able to afford the rent, and they will leave because the city is unaffordable for them. Think about it. A studio apartment, the average rent, $3,600. A one-bedroom, $4,800. A two-bedroom, $6,700. A three-bedroom, $11,700. And a four-bedroom, I'm not even going to tell you.
Yeah, it's gross.
Jason, can we really point to the fact that the rents are astronomically high at this point directly to the FAIR Act? Like, has someone said there is a distinct correlation there?
So it's a thread line. It's HSTPA plus the FAIR Act have led to higher rents. There's no doubt about that. Now the question is, what do we do about it?
Sure.
Do we pass COPA, or do we take measures that actually increase supply, bring down the rents?
You have something to say about COPA, though, because that is a whole other issue in itself that you were not necessarily for.
No, I was very much against the COPA bill, which is going before the City Council as early as Thursday of this week. Hopefully, common sense will prevail and they won't pass it.
And just really quickly, explain the COPA bill for those who might not know.
So the COPA bill is for certain multifamily dwellings. Instead of putting it on the market with an agent, you first have to offer it to a nonprofit through the city, which runs a separate process. And so that means that it doesn't go on the public market. A nonprofit is the first opportunity to buy it. If they don't, after a certain amount of time has expired, then it can go on the market. But then even when it's on the market, nonprofits have a right of first refusal for up to a year to buy the property. So why would I, as a buyer, spend money on due diligence, on a lawyer, investigating a property if someone could just come in and buy it from under me?
So overall, you're saying the issue here is supply. In one sentence, why can we not fix supply here in New York City?
Well, you know, Eric Adams going out today, he talked about the city of yes. The rezoning change, the biggest in a generation, sets the stage. We now can build bigger on smaller lots, which allows for more supply. The question is, do we allow the private sector working with the public sector to build the housing that we need? We have 50,000 rent-stabilized units that are off the market right now. I've released a plan on how to get those units back on the market. You bring 50,000 units back on the market, wait till you see how rents come down.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, we've got a new mayor coming, and we got to see what happens with that, too.
Did you have you given him a call yet?
I haven't spoken to him yet.
I think you got to reach out.
I don't know. Maybe he's got my number and I'm on the list. I don't know.
All right, Jason, thank you so much for being here.
You got it.